Hello all. So today we will be discussing with a very interesting concept that is about the malnourishment. What is that? It is malnourishment. When you are taking your nutrients in a good way, it is nourishment. But when you are not taking your nutrients in a proper way, when you are not taking balanced diet, then that will lead to what is called as malnourishment. So how we define malnourishment? Malnourishment can be defined as intake of food which is lacking in one or more nutrients, is what is called as malnourishment. Okay, so why people will get malnourished at all, and what are the types in it? So actually malnourishment is of two types. One is called short term and other one is called long term. That is, short term malnourishment can be rectified back easily by eating balanced diet. Again, when you start eating the nutrients which you are lacking in, then you will be becoming normal again with your nutrients back. Whereas long term malnourishment can lead to serious problems. Then the question comes is, why at all people has to get malnourished? Why can't they take in all nutrients? What are the reasons behind the malnourishment? So what are the reasons behind the malnourishment? So the reasons are poverty, different socio-economic factors like poverty. Okay, they are not having enough money to get all the types of food which will contain essential nutrients. And one more is lack of proper awareness about the nutrient quality. Some of the children, they'll be more interested in eating just the junk and the other things and not eating all the vegetables or fruits correctly. So in that cases, okay, because of lack of proper awareness about the nutritional quality of the food, it can also lead to malnourishment. Then repeated childbirths. So actually this was happening in olden days, wherein people used to give birth to many children, okay, but nowadays one or two are there in the family. So the question of malnourishment in higher financial sector is mostly avoided, but people who are in the poverty line, basically they are still suffering with this problem of malnourishment cases. Okay, so what will happen if we are malnourished, or if the people are malnourished? So let us see. So when you talk about the types, we have the protein malnourishment and protein calorie malnourishment. So what is protein malnourishment? When you are not eating enough proteins in your food, it will be called protein malnourishment. Protein calorie means carbohydrates. Okay, when you are not eating enough carbohydrates and proteins, then it will be called as the protein calorie malnourishment. Then what are the diseases that can occur due to this malnourishment? Protein malnourishment can lead to the disease called as kwashiorkor. What it is? It is kwashiorkor. Okay, kwashiorkor is the disease. So what are the symptoms of this type of malnourishment? If you see, okay, so you can just remember this small diagram of that Bittu fellow, because okay, you can learn all the symptoms easily just by checking that particular diagram. Even in your exams, in the rough section, you can draw this diagram and you can write off all the different symptoms of the disease very easily. So what are the symptoms of kwashiorkor? Let us see. So they will have sparse hair, very little hair on the head is called the sparse hair condition. The face is moon-like. It is called fluffy face. Okay, it is moon-like and it is fluffy face, as you can see. Okay, and then the limbs are swollen hands and legs, as I have drawn like that. You can remember that they have swollen hands and legs there, and then swollen abdomen. Okay, the abdomen portion is also swollen, so they have swollen abdomen. I have drawn the skin with the scales like that, so that indicates that they have dry skin. And you can see that they have the problem of diarrhea. What is diarrhea? Diarrhea is loose motions. They have the problem of loose motions. So because of having these number of complaints in the body, they will not concentrate properly on anything. Okay, they are very irritable type, because they are having the problem of malnourishment and having so many symptoms in their body, they may not focus properly on the work whatever they are doing. So if you just remember this particular Bittu fellow, then you can write off all the symptoms of the kwashiorkor disease very easily. Next, coming to one more type of malnourishment, which is protein calorie malnourishment, called as the marasmus. It is called marasmus. So what is this marasmus condition? In this, you can see the boy how he is. He will be very lean. Okay, all the cheeks and all will go inside, and he will be looking very lean. And the ribs, as you can see, they are prominent. Okay, so usually in the drought situations, if you see the papers and all, they'll be we're putting the pictures of people, small children whose ribs will be more prominent. Okay, like that, the boy looks like who is affected with marasmus. Okay, and then they will have very weak muscles, fully developed muscles they will have dry skin, and also the problem of diarrhea will be there for marasmus children. So usually, as I told you, marasmus particularly is due to repeated childbirths. If the mother is giving birth to children one after another in continuity without any gap, it can lead to such type of malnourished conditions. Okay, then next we have is, okay, so in both the cases, I have drawn the faces like this because they are suffering with some serious malnourishment problems. But here is a happy fellow. Who is this fellow? He is having obesity. He is having obesity. That is, he always enjoys his food. Lots of food he takes. Okay, so lot of calorie containing food he takes. All the different types of junk, whatever he feels like, he'll be going on feeding his tummy with all that. So because of which, okay, he is fat. So what is literally obesity? When a person is 20% more than his actual weight, that will be called as obesity. That will be called as obesity. So nowadays, even Prime Minister is actually telling about this obesity problem, asking us to reduce sugar intake and also oil intake in our food, so that the obesity problem can be reduced to much extent. Those are also the main contributing factors for obesity. So people usually overtake their food. They take more calories than what are required for their body, and they mostly have sedentary lifestyle. That is, they will not do any work, just sitting and eating all the junk. That is their main habit. And also, these people who are obese, actually, they are quite irritable. That is, if you are teasing them, they still go on eating more and more. So if you go and tease them, they will be still eating more of food. So they will be irritable in that way, actually. So these will be 20% more of their body weight. So he is happy because he is just eating without realizing that he is getting obese. So all the body parts will be very fat, and he will not be able to walk also properly. And what are the problems he can face? He can have heart problems very soon. He can get all the types of problems. Sugar is your diabetes problem he can get. He will get BP, kidney problems, all problems, and the lifespan decreases very easily. Okay, so that's why we have to maintain correct proportion of height and weight by doing regular exercises. So do remember that apart from studies, apart from all other things, the most important thing that is essential for us is a good exercise and a balanced food. Balanced nutrients containing food is also essential. So both of them, if you take, all others can be easily managed. Okay, so do remember to take a balanced diet and do regular exercises apart from all other routines. Okay, so he can die very easily, this fellow, because of obesity. So like this, malnourishment can lead to severe problems, and it can affect the health of the person also. Okay, so next, moving on, we will learn about the cavities in the teeth, how the cavities are caused. This is very, very important, this malnourishment, from examination point of view. And just by remembering these Bittu Kittu diagrams, you can just draw an imaginative diagram and learn all the symptoms very easily, and you can write off them in the exam easily. Okay, so we will move on with how the teeth are getting affected. What are dental caries? Let us see. Okay, so coming to dental caries, dental caries is also called as tooth decay. Many of the children and even the elderly people, they have this problem of tooth decay, wherein the tooth will start giving pain, in the mouth, and it has to be removed out by the dentist. So what is this tooth decay and how it is caused? If you see, so tooth decay is actually, if you see the structure of the teeth has got the outer covering, which is called the enamel. Inside will be what is called as the dentine, and inside of that will be what is called as pulp. Okay, so what would happen whenever you eat the food? The particles will go and get attached to the teeth, and your saliva basically will be pushing off all these particles down, and also the process of brushing will be releasing all these particles effectively. But if you are not brushing your teeth properly, the sugar content that is present in the food, particularly your chocolates and all stuff when you are eating, the sugar content that is present in all that will get accumulated there. And if you are not brushing properly, what will happen? It will lead to formation of what is called as a plaque. Okay. So on the teeth, when the plaque, yellow color plaque is formed, what will happen? Okay, your saliva cannot directly reach the teeth and it cannot clear off the food particles there. As a result, what will happen? These sugars which got deposited on the teeth would be acted upon by bacteria. So bacteria will start developing there and slowly it will convert the sugars into acids. Sugar is converted into acids. So because of these acids that are produced near the teeth, your tooth will start getting decayed. So that's why elders usually avoid us from eating chocolates. Or we have to remember that whenever you eat anything, let it be your food or chocolate or whatever the stuff may be, you have to gargle your mouth. That is, take plenty of water in the mouth and do like that and spit it off, so that all the particles which have stuck to the teeth will come out and you can be free of this decaying problem. Okay, so otherwise what will happen? Bacteria will attack your teeth and you have the production of acids which will be causing the decay of the teeth. Okay, and if the teeth are decayed, you have to go to the dentist, wherein he will perform the treatment called root canal treatment. He will cut off the crown region here, okay, and access the root of the teeth. He will nullify the roots inside and then he will put a cap on the top. So that is very costly procedure. Usually for one teeth about 10 to 12,000 would be the cost to restore it back to the original shape. So that's why we need to protect whatever teeth we have originally, in spite of going to the dentist and facing all the harassment there. Okay, so do remember to do regular gargling. So how we can avoid tooth decay is by regular gargling is one important step. Whatever you eat, you have to gargle your mouth. And one more is by proper brushing habits. So you have to brush your teeth early in the morning and also before going to bed. These 2 times when you brush your teeth, all the stuff that got attached to your teeth would be cleared off and you will be free from tooth decay and no more visit to the dentist. Okay, so hope you followed how the caries are formed. I will also show you how the decayed tooth looks like. Okay. So this is how a decayed tooth looks like. As you can see, the cavity there, it is all formed. So because of which you get the tooth pain. It is very severe if it is getting affected with the bacteria like that. See, the bacteria has eaten off all the structure there. Lot of pain will come which you cannot bear at all. So all of you do remember to gargle your mouth, okay, without delaying, and also see that you minimize your tooth decay by regularly brushing your teeth. So hope you followed and see how in the front it looks like your teeth. So this is all a decayed tooth. So keep your teeth safe by not getting decayed. Okay, thank you.